has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
Make sure you get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android. It's free. You're going to love it. You can see the TV side on there, radio sides on there. Follow your favorite host like Carver High. You're going to love it. It's got in-game odds even. Imagine that. The SportsGrid app, it's free on iOS and Android. Get it today. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Did you know we're streaming on X every day? That's right. All day, every day, 7 days a week. We're streaming on X at SportsGrid-Live. Get the Ferrall Coast to Coast and Ferrall on a Bench podcast every day on iTunes and wherever you get podcasts. Both shows, Monday through Friday, are available. Also, we want to look at the rundown for tonight on SportsGrid TV. After the show at 6 East, it's GTD, Game Time Decisions with the fascist, my buddy Adam Kaufman in Boston. What could be worse? After that, at 8 o'clock, it's the original OG in-game live with Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan from 8 to 10. At 10 o'clock Eastern until midnight, it's Sports Rage with Gabe Morency and friends. And that includes the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, live in Toronto. Also, you got SportsGrid Radio at 8 to 10 tonight. It's Carver and Lisi, and it doesn't get any better than that. SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio. Check it out. You're going to love it. You can watch, you can listen, you can do both. If you have, two earbuds going, I mean, you got it all with SportsGrid. And we get into the second hour here on a Thursday. And by the way, real quick, Soderstrom just hit another one. This guy's hitting home runs every single day now.
He certainly is. Tyler, don't call me Tommy Soderstrom with his ninth Major League leading ninth of the season, a 374-foot shot over the wall as the A's have now hit a couple homers today, of course, Blade and Soderstrom, and the Butler. Don't forget the Butler. He's done it too. Only thing we're missing is Booker. We're only missing Booker. Rooker, I mean. We just need Rooker, and you get the whole crew in there as well for us. I'll tell you, I could use Luis Robert for the White Sox if he'd like to chip in.
They're amateur hour. Honestly, they look like a high school team.
And I went for this game that's about to start, which I know I'm going to make Luke do some work here for a moment, but I got to give you the numbers for this now before I finish the NBA because it starts now. The Giants and the Phillies are playing this late afternoon tilt at the bank to finish off this four-gamer. Giants have won 2 of the first 3. Jordan Hicks and Christopher Sanchez about to get started. -2 Bills now for the Phillies, +165 for the Giants, and a 7.5.
I've hit every game in this series, and now I'm going to hit this one today. Give me your boy Dirty Sanchez and the Phils at the bank.
And I will be going big yard here. I'm going with the Bell Cows in this game. Schwarbaum and Harper. The Bell Cows. We're going to take for a little late afternoon dance here with the Taters.
How about another Wilmer? How about another Wilmer?
Maybe. It's possible. Sanchez is usually pretty good at not giving up homers. And how much more can the Giants score? I mean, they scored a ton of runs the last couple of days on the Phillies, but we're going to try to go to the Bell Cows here in the late afternoon game. All right, let's finish off a couple things in the NBA. Of course, tomorrow we'll do full wall-to-wall preview of all the game ones on Saturday and Sunday here on a Friday on Coast to Coast. But let's do a couple things before then, including Anthony Edwards. As the Timberwolves get ready to take on the Lakers in the first round, highly anticipated series, of course, between these two. And Ayers Anton facing the Lakers and facing LeBron for the first time in the playoffs.
Do you feel like you guys have been overlooked, especially making a Western Conference Finals run last year?
No, I love it. Yeah.
Why?
I just love it. Yeah, it's dope. I mean, I love the fact that everybody want the Lakers to win. That's how it's supposed to be. They don't want the Timberwolves to win. I get it. It means a lot to match up against him, man. Probably goes down as the greatest player to ever play basketball. So, trying to put him out the playoffs under my belt. It's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a fun road.
I'm telling you, this guy is an absolute freak and monster, and he is the problem. He is a massive problem for LA. I don't care what anybody says. Not only that, he can, I think, aggravate LeBron, aggravate Luka. He can score on both of them. There's no way that Luka Doncic can guard that brother. He's too fat and slow. All he does is, in my opinion, is he's unguardable himself. I think his tempo and pace of play, control of the rock, handle, passing, and scoring and spacing is unmatched in the NBA or anywhere in the world. But on the defensive end, he's ass. And that's just all there is to it. Everybody knows it. There's no way he can guard that brother. My man's too fast for him. He'll go right by him like a mosquito. Like he won't even see him. He'll be swinging and it won't even matter. He's already at the 10, dunking, hanging on the rim with his onions in your face. Know that.
Know that, indeed. Lakers still minus 186 for the series. Minnesota plus $1.56 for the series. I like Ant's answer there. Everybody expects them to win. We shall see. Of course, the Clippers will play the Nuggets in the first round with Game 1 coming up on Saturday. Here's Kawhi, of course. He has been staying healthy. Of course, they had, and he is playing right now, I think you could say as close to when he was at his peak in Toronto, in San Antonio, etc., going into these playoffs with the Clippers. Here's Kawhi.
I love the game. I love the game, and I have a passion for it still. I love to compete out there. So, I mean, that's pretty much what drives me back. You know, everything has its ups and downs, and, you know, you got to go through those in life, and you just keep on, really.
Do you still feel like you have something to prove, not to the outsiders, but even just to yourself personally?
No. I mean, I'm just always just playing basketball, having fun, and trying to, you know, try to get to that next step. You know, if it's either the next game and play great, and now we're in the playoffs, so just trying to win games, and that's it.
So look, did you see this guy's upper body? I mean, he is absolutely chiseled. He is ripped out of his mind. And, you know, when he plays, he gets whatever he wants. He is still, when healthy, unstoppable. He really is. You're going to see the hard way. You're going to learn the hard way. People saying he's finished and he's always injured and everything. Not injured right now. Have fun. Have fun with all your talk about how he doesn't do anything anymore and it's over for him. Like, does he have anything to prove? He's already got a ring, and no one can stop him. And while I'm at it, no one can stop James Harden either. Either one of them. And while I'm at it, since we're having breakfast, can you pass me some Zubats with hot sauce? No one can stop him either. And they are going to cause all kinds of problems. And, you know, what? Can we have dessert? How about Powell and Jones? Have fun. Have fun with all your predictions about how they suck. Have fun with all those odds in these Vegas sports books that are all a bunch of thieves that tell you that they got no chance at all in the NBA playoffs. No chance. What were they, 17-1? 20-1?
Yeah.
They have no chance. That's because they don't want you to bet on them. That's what they're trying to do there with all their 500 trillion commercials they run all day, every day up your ass. Whatever you do, don't bet on them. They suck. So that you don't make any money. That's what they want. These thieves. Trust me, you. Have fun stopping Kawhi. The claw is back.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
fantasy baseball. Let's be honest, George. There's a lot of things antiquated about this game that we love. Man, like I would love to try some new little wrinkles here. And so for Sam's question here on the show, I think it's at least fair to ask the question, with catchers in fantasy baseball, and sometimes we're playing in 2 catcher leagues, why at this stage of the game? I have no idea. If you're still doing it, you're behind in the times. Buy or sell, catchers should get a fantasy point for throwing out runners trying to steal. So essentially awarding a defensive play to get an offensive point in fantasy. You gonna buy or sell this?
I mean, so this never even crossed my mind. I hate the catcher position because they get hurt so much. You play in a 2-catcher league, I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's like, what are we doing here? There are not 24, assuming a 12-team league, there are not 24 catchers to draft in baseball. There's just not. Although I'm the first person to tell you, Herrera's probably out there in a bunch of leagues there because we didn't see that power coming. No. Should he get a point? I think he's going to do this, by the way. Why a point? What are you throwing out? 1, 2 base runners a week? It's 2 points. Who cares? You know, shouldn't it be more? I mean, if we're going to do this, shouldn't we do it right? Shouldn't it be 5 points? You know, so I would probably go that direction. If you're going to do it right. Give it more points. And by the way, then let's go further. You make an error, you're losing points. No one gets an error anymore. All right, if you get an error, it means you really screwed up. I was watching that Yankee-Pittsburgh game yesterday because I think it was who cares? Somebody hit the ball hard to Isaiah Felifa at shortstop. He didn't have to move, but he dropped it. They called it a hit because he hit the ball hard with 3-hopper. Oh, hard hit, error. So let's do that too. So yeah, I'm kind of on board with this, but you need more than one. It can't just be a point that's meaningless. You need more than one.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
So I know you got some Brunson for me as the Knicks get ready for the Pistons, and New York will have the home court.
Yes, they will. Of course, as the Knicks get ready, they will have Game 1 Saturday night in their building against Detroit. Here is Jalen Brunson, first take on the Pistons.
It's definitely a challenge. They bring a level of physicality that is known with JV Bickerstaff teams. And so I think they embrace that. They embrace him. And so they got a good thing going over there. And so it's definitely going to be a challenge.
Yeah, because the Pistons beat the Knicks, and they've done it regularly. And the Knicks can't solve Cade Cunningham. And I'll give you this. They have a better record than the Pistons. That's all they have going for them. The Knicks don't beat good teams. So this will be a nightmare for them on every level. I think that the Pistons are going to cause problems for the Knicks, and particularly in Detroit. I think that it's going to be advantageous that they have home court advantage. They're going to need it. I think the Knicks are going to need it in this series because, and I'll tell you one thing, if it goes to a Game 7, you want no part of this Cade Cunningham in your building going off for 44, 46 points and beating you because they'll start firing people.
They certainly will. This is ballooned back up to Knicks for the series minus 420. I mean, that's a big number, man. That's a big number, minus 420 for the series.
Listen, can I absorb 4 games before I start crowning people?
Yeah, that's
what
you
all
gotta
this
do
future
sometimes.
stuff, like predicting who's going to win it before they even play a minute of basketball, is really as dumb as anything I know. It's so stupid.
All right, on to the baseball now. A couple things from last night, and then we will get to tonight's games. Yankees last night tied at 3 with the Royals. Look who it is getting involved and saving the day. Aaron Judge, WFAN in New York.
The 1-0. The pitch swung on high, fly ball. Right center field. Got some carry. It's going back, and there it goes. A home run. First one in a while. It's another home run for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees have retaken a lead. It's 4-3 New York.
How about that? And can you even make this up? Isn't he hitting like 409?
I believe it's right on the nose now, right? I think it's 400 on the nose he is now hitting as we get close to the end of April. Let me see here really fast what they have.
I only think it matters when you're hitting 400 in the beginning of September. You remember when George Brett and Carew used to do it?
He was on the nose, I guess, before that homer, and then 409 is where he's at now, going into tonight in Tampa against the Rays. So he is hitting 409, off to an incredible start, gave the Yankees the lead for good last night in that game. 7 homers, 21 RBIs. Here is Yankee manager Aaron Boone. He thinks the Judge as locked in as he has ever seen him.
Honestly, tonight was the most locked in I felt like at bat wise, like where he was just like on everything. Bubic is tough, and I felt like he was just seeing it well and on everything, and then all the way to the homer. Just Schreiber's. He's in there to get righties, and specifically for Judge there, and just to get that ball in the air that way like that on a cold night is just. Well, he got intentionally walked, so 3 really impressive at-bats.
I got to say this, that, it is impressive what he does and how good he is. There's no denying he's the MVP. And the problem I have with him is in October, he can't hit 100. I mean, this is New York, okay? This is New York City here we live in. And we're just not tolerating some guy hitting 100 in the postseason. I don't care who he is. Did Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig ever hit 100 in the World Series? I mean, honestly, did Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and all these guys, did Mickey Mantle ever drop a line drive right to his glove in his entire effing career? Once, ever? This guy choked so bad in the postseason. Like, it was I was watching like this. Like, what? Every time he came to the plate, he struck out. I mean, for a month. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. So what do I give a rat's ass about his big April? I mean, I won't deny he's great. But not when it matters. You know who matters when it matters? The guy with blown out elbows, Giancarlo Stanton. Every time he came to the plate, he hit a ball 500 feet. And when he didn't hit it 500 feet, he hit ropes in the gaps. He was just driving the ball like he was at a golf course at the driving range. And then Judge couldn't hit a balloon. A beach ball he couldn't hit. A mush ball he couldn't hit. He couldn't hit underhanded in Ray Lewis's softball league. Little Willie hits better off the T-ball than that guy does in the postseason. And don't even tell me I'm wrong. Don't even get me started. I'm losing my temper here today.
Yeah, there's only so long you can get pumped up about regular season stuff with him, especially when it hasn't translated yet to the postseason, that's for sure. We'll do the rest of last night's games when we come back. Harper's up already here. With 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the first, a 1-0 game. So can we get either Harper or Schwarbaum right out of the gates here in the first inning? Put a little big blast.
He just had a meat pie he let go right down the pipe. He just looked at it just like a meat pie.
Right. He ends up walking. So base is stacked. Base is stacked for Schwarber here in the first. Let's see if he can plant one. Just everybody get going here.
Schwarbaum early.
Get a Schwarbaum, an early Schwarbaum. We'll do the rest and tonight's MLB as well when we come back. Have a few homers tonight, too.
He is unbelievable because it's not all or nothing with Schwarbaum because he usually hits it.
No, he hits it.
Want to play roulette? Here's a tip. European roulette has a lower house edge than American style. The lower the house edge, the better shot you have at winning. Most online casinos offer European roulette. So, if I were you, I'd get spinning. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
I'm still optimistic eventually this will happen and they'll get it together. I mean, if Florida can get their act together, Sam, with the tribes, I believe that California can too.
Would bring a lot of money to the tribe, which is also something they really care about. It's an $8 billion market. Conservatively, it could be even more when it legalizes. The sports books would be sharing revenue with the tribes, essentially doing all their operations and forking over a percentage directly to the tribes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC. That is King Ty Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
Only on SportsGrid.
Now it's 3-1 Phillies, Mike.
3-1. I believe that was Castellanos who just hit one base hit out to right, brings a couple more in. So the Phillies are rolling here against the Giants very early on. We'll keep our eyes on that. All right,
Schwarbaum drove in 2 with a single. Castellanos drove in 1, and Schwarbaum went to third.
Schwarbaum on his way, and that's for sure. All right, and then you've got Kepler up now. Still nobody out either in this first inning for the Phillies. All right, a couple of things last night. The Orioles got off the deck. A 9-1 win over Cleveland. Also needing to get off the deck was Jackson Holliday. He's been off to a very slow start this year. Not a very slow start in this one on Masson.
Holliday drives one to deep left center. Thomas is back at the wall. Grand slam! Jackson jolts out of it in grand fashion. His second career slam.
How about this guy with a grand slam breakfast? And the second one's only $1.
The second one's only $1 indeed. We know the Pirates won this afternoon, but I had to at least play you this from last night. Now, they had a little bit of a brouhaha when this Jorge Lopez threw the ball at McCutchen last night. That Lopez ended up getting suspended for 3 games today for throwing at Kutch. So after
he beat Reynolds right before he threw at Kutch.
Right, and then he threw at Kutch. He beat Reynolds, threw it at Kutch up high. Bench is cleared, bullpen's cleared, nothing too crazy, but they emptied all the benches. And then O'Neill Cruz got involved right after that on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
And Cruz with a drive to right field, and O'Neill Cruz caps off the inning with his 3rd home run. His first career grand slam for O'Neill Cruz.
The grand slam breakfast, the second one's just $1.
The second one is just $1. That is for sure. So a nice couple days for the Buccos there against the Nats, including hit the only run they needed today. First inning, 1 run. That was it. They're home for Guardians this weekend. Pirates in Cleveland at PNC. That is who they are going to be seeing next. Also, last night, the Dodgers beat the Rockies 8-7. They had 7 runs in the first inning and then kind of had to hold on. But their first inning got off to a very big start. I don't think that this ball has landed yet, and that was the leadoff homer that Ohtani hit last night on Sportsnet LA.
2-pitch. And Shohei hammers it! Ohtani obliterated!
I mean holy shack.
That ball was smoked.
You could hear it.
You could hear it. I think it landed up, they got that little walkway up there above the pavilion. It was absolutely tanked, that shot by Ohtani. Now, I gave you this because you've been giving me a lot of dessert food lately. Did you see what they have at the Dodger Stadium now? Look at this. It's like Dole Whip's in the helmet. Look at this. They got the Dole Whip Boba helmets for you to get involved.
What is happening there? What are Dole Whips?
I thought that Disney had the market cornered on the Dole Whips, those things you get at the Magic Kingdom, but it looks like you can get them in the Dodger helmets too, out at Chavez Ravine.
God.
So that'll
what
make
is happening there?
It'll make you hungry. Checking in on
God,
that.
I love food.
The Dole Whips. Oh, wild pitch gets away. 4-1 Phillies now.
Oh, my God.
Pitch gets by him.
The bank is open on Sundays.
The bank is open. The Red Sox beat the Rays 1-0 last night. First low-scoring game I think I've seen at Steinbrenner Field all year. And the Rangers beat the Angels 3-1 in Arlington. Padres beat the Cubs 4-2. They're the first team to 15 wins this year, and their closer, Robert Suarez, 8 for 8 in save opportunities. He has allowed no runs. He has struck out 10. He has been outstanding, as has the Basset Hound. We mentioned this yesterday. 0.77 ERA. He leads baseball. He struck out 10 in that win over the Braves yesterday afternoon. So the Basset Hound, in a contract year, getting involved.
Going for the Cy Young.
With some big number. Going for the Cy Young, indeed. The Basset Hound is. All right, we will come back. I've got games tonight that we have to get to.
There's a drive. Oh, and he dropped it.
Want to play roulette? Here's a tip. European roulette has a lower house edge than American style. The lower the house edge, the better shot you have at winning. Most online casinos offer European roulette. So, if I were you, I'd get spinning. Now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
I'm still optimistic eventually this will happen and they'll get it together. I mean, if Florida can get their act together, Sam, with the tribes, I believe that California can too.
It would bring a lot of money to the tribe, which is also something they really care about. It's an $8 billion market. Conservatively, it could be even more when it legalizes. The sports books would be sharing revenue with the tribes, essentially doing all their operations and forking over a percentage directly to the tribes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC. That is King Kai Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
only on SportsGrid.
Turning the corner here on a Thursday, Carver High, and we're still talking baseball.
We are still talking baseball. The Phillies are finally done hitting in the bottom of the first. They scored 5 as Bohm hit that ball. You know, it kind of hit the guy's glove and then bounced off the fence, right, at way out in deep center field.
Matos.
So the Phillies end up getting 5 runs, 5-1 there, and 5-0 A's in Chicago. 9th inning, they're going to look to wrap that one up right now. Francisco Lindor will be captain of the Puerto Rico team at the WBC. Are we almost done with all the WBC like captain announcements and everything else? Are we almost there?
I'm just hoping they get power back in Puerto Rico by the time the baseball tournament starts next year.
I hope so too. That would be very good for them if that happened. All right, we have games tonight. We'll start in Baltimore. Guardians and the O's again. You will have Tanner Bybee going for Cleveland, and Sagano's going for the O's tonight. Minus 130 for them, plus $110 for the Guards, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Orioles again. They had the bats going last night. Maybe they're turning a leaf here. They had everything, grand slams, you name it, last night, and this guy Sagano hasn't been bad at all. I'm going to take a stab with him.
The Royals and the Tigers will open a 4-gamer this weekend in Detroit at Comerica. Michael Lorenzen and Reese Olson will be the pitchers tonight. Minus $150 for the Tigers, plus 125 for the Royals, and a 7.5.
I'll take a shot with the Tigers here. I mean, they've been playing better baseball than the Royals, who just got swept by the Yankees. They're having a bad trip.
Mets head home after their long trip with an 11-7 record. The Cardinals into Citi Field for the weekend. They are 9-9 heading into it. Andre Pallant taking on Griffin Canning this evening. Mets minus 135, Cardinals plus $115, and a 7.5.
I got to take Pallant and the Cardinals here. He's been good, and his ERA's in the low 2s, and he hasn't lost yet. He's pitched really well for the Redbirds. Give me the Cardinals in an upset at Citi.
The Yankees open a 4-game series in Tampa. First time they're seeing their spring training home donned in Rays gear and colors. It will be the Yankees and the Rays. Will Warren and Taj Bradley this evening. I got a minus 110 both ways right now for the pick'em and an 8.5.
I'll take the Yankees at Steinbrenner Field. They like it there. And I don't care if Bradley's 2-0. I say they jump on him.
Yeah, and look, we know how the Yankees, they've been hitting lots of homers. There's been lots of homers hit at Steinbrenner Field so far this year. So I expect we get a little bit more of the same now that the Yankees are back kind of in their own home tonight. Angels and the Rangers in Arlington again. Jack Kokanowitz against Kumar Rocker this evening. Rangers minus 150, Angels plus $125, and a 9.5.
I'm going to take Texas and the over, and don't call me John Rocker. Both of these guys give up tons of runs. I like the over. Look at it. It's at like a 9 and a hook.
Hopefully they open up the roof tonight. Last night they closed the roof, and like the balls were like, there was so many hard hit balls. I was on a bunch of homers in that game, and they were all just dying right on the warning track at the wall. Can we open the place up, get some humidity in there, let the ball fly out tonight in Arlington, please? We could definitely use it. That's for sure. That's it tonight. It's a limited Thursday night slate for you, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to at least have a couple of homers tonight, right? I mean, we do have some homers, and I'm going to start in that game. I am hoping they do open things up and let some balls fly out in Arlington with those two guys on the mound. Corey Seager for the Rangers at plus 320 against Kokanowitz. Jorge Soler at plus 420 against Rocker. 9.5 total. Let's get a lot of homers. How about in Tampa as well? Rice-A-Roni, plus 450 against Taj Bradley. He's been ripping him down the right field line. Let's do it in Tampa also. And Junior Caminero at plus 520. He's been hot for Tampa. Hit a bunch of homers in the last week, and I couldn't trust. I don't trust this hack that's going for the Yankees tonight. I got absolutely no faith whatsoever that Will Warren is going to throw a bunch of zeros up there. So I'll take Caminero at the big price. And my one bomb for tonight, I will go after Griffin Canning at Citi Field, and I'm going to do it with Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan, who could go over to one of the Irish pubs in Woodside after the game, plus 650 for Brendan Donovan tonight against Griffin Canning.
I like
Let's
that.
go.
Ray Donovan.
Griffin, don't call me Ray Donovan, is who we like to have on there as well. All right, so that is your baseball for this evening. Everybody
Chicks
very
dig
excited.
the long ball.
They do dig the long ball, and I also was happy that we even have, because I like when we have afternoon baseball, and we actually even have it tomorrow because the Cubs have the Businessman Special in the afternoon at Wrigley. And they have the Diamondbacks coming in. That's both teams on fire right now.
It's a good
Diamondbacks
game.
and the Cubs, good game. And we'll have that tomorrow afternoon with Corbin Burns going tomorrow against Colin Rea in Wrigley Field. All right. I got some football for
Burns
you, too.
against diarrhea at Wrigley. That's good stuff.
That's good stuff for tomorrow afternoon. We talked a little bit about Rodgers at the top. I've got a bunch of NFL things for you today, and I will just kind of start there. Broke the silence, sounds off on the Jets, explained the meeting with the Steelers. He's willing to get paid $10 million per year. I saw a couple of other things with Rodgers as well that he was talking about with the Jets. He was very upset on a few things. Oh, this was the Tomlin stuff I have for you. There's no deadline. I've talked to Mike many times. I'm trying to be open to everything and not specifically attached to anything when it comes to this decision. I'm not holding anybody hostage. I really want to emphasize that. I'm just going through a lot in my personal life, and that has to take precedent at this point. At the same time, I want to keep the lines of communication open, and I have done that with Coach Tomlin. That's what he's done. He's kept the lines of communication open. And he does not care. The draft is not a deadline for him. He's not going to decide anything by next Thursday with this NFL draft.
Well, so what are they going to do? Are they going to spend the at least 2 hours talking about him at the draft on Thursday night?
The entire 4 or 5 hours, the whole thing. It's going to be the whole thing.
It
is going to be about him.
It's disgusting, is what it is. It's truly unbelievable. Like, I got to tell you, I just have no interest in this guy's personal problems. Like, I really don't. Like, what problems does he have? He's got more money than God. He's living in Malibu. He's got some movie star hot girlfriend. Problems? That guy has no idea what problems are. You want problems? Talk about that guy that's in that El Salvadorian prison that he'll never get out of there as long as he's alive and get back to America. And he shouldn't even be here either. But, you talk about problems, that's a guy with problems. You talk about problems. I don't want to hear about Aaron Rodgers' problems. Aaron Rodgers. He's not holding anyone hostage. What do you call what he's doing to the Steelers? What do you call that? Is that a delay tactic? Is he playing games? Is he negotiating? He says he'll play for $10 million. I don't believe that either. I don't believe that for 1 minute either. What's next? He's going to play for free? Listen, he wants to play for the Vikings. The Vikings don't want him. And the Giants don't want him. The Browns don't want him. Nobody wants him but the Steelers, and he still won't do a deal with them. Maybe they should send him in there for that baseball series this weekend so he could enjoy PNC Park and some nice springtime weather. Go down to, maybe go to Permanis, have a sandwich. You know what I mean? Can we get him over to Carson Street? Maybe we can get him a imp and an iron. You can't make this guy happy? Screw him then.
Here's a tip for my fellow golfers and gamers. Do you want to book a golf trip to Vegas? For the best weather, aim for spring and fall. But the best prices, aim for summer and winter. But if you're looking for that sweet spot, try June. You get the August prices without that scorching heat. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread water, so I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength, we need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
11 times now without a major, 14 times at the Masters. He finally has the green jacket. Rory McIlroy.
The best sporting event so far this year. It's better than the Super Bowl. It was better than the NCAA tournament. It had ups and downs. It had roller coaster rides. It had history, legacies. It had everything you could ever possibly want.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC. That is King Kai Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
Only on SportsGrid.
We're going to talk to Adam Kaplan in the final hour with a double shot, but we still have NFL Skinny Now for you.
We do have NFL Skinny Now for you. And believe it or not, we are 1 week out from the NFL draft. Next Thursday night is when the draft will take place in Green Bay. This is now the closest to the start of the draft. There's been no trades for first-round picks. No trades. Can you believe this? A week out. Last time it was this close was in '93. There were 5 days out before the first pick. The first time a first round pick was traded. I think I have the big board for you. Every team has their first round pick. Look at that. All 32 teams. Nobody's moved in the order that they were when the season's ended. How about that?
Well, I mean, it's just insanity, I guess, because when you really think about it, all I've heard about for the last 2 months is how many trades there are going to be and how every single team's trading up and every single team is trading down. And I've also heard how everyone has figured out every single draft pick for all of the rounds. I've heard so many experts predicting things that I can't take it anymore. I'd rather watch the Dow fall on CNBC all day than listen to people tell me who's going where in the NFL draft. In fact, I saw today, one of the networks was doing a fake draft today, the week before the draft. They're going to do their own fake draft. They're going to do a mock draft special where they just they pick every pick of the draft so that everyone can waste their time because none of it counts or is real. But let's do it anyway to kill time, and hopefully people will watch it with their programming and their ratings. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, indeed. Of course, Cam Ward is expected to be the top pick to Tennessee. The odds certainly say so. He's now minus 10,000. Minus 10,000 for Cam Ward to be the top pick. He'll be very excited.
You think he's going number one? You think? Honestly, it gets worse by the minute, this stuff.
Browns general manager Andrew Berry said today that Travis Hunter has value like Ohtani does to the Dodgers in baseball because, of course, he plays on both sides, cornerback and wide receiver. He is now, especially after those comments today, the favorite to go number 2 to Cleveland. Minus 450 for Travis Hunter to be the second pick.
I mean, it's just fantastic for him. He's going to be rich. And he plays two positions, so he's going to play on both sides of the ball at some level for some time, allegedly. And we'll see how that plays out in the long run. And, you know, there's no denying he's talented. There's no denying he's athletic freak. And he'll make it in the NFL. He's going to get a nice fat contract and start playing pro football. It is what it is. I will remind you, at the very least, they didn't win anything when he was at Colorado. What'd they win? With all of his playing both ways, what did they win?
Nothing.
I just want to be clear that he, you know, with all of his magnificence, they didn't win anything. And that quarterback, he's the cockiest quarterback I think I've ever seen in my life. He's cockier than Joe Namath, this kid, Sanders. He thinks he's God's gift to football. And watch him tumble. Like, everyone thought he was going number 3, right? That's not happening either. So, with all their magnificence, they never won anything. I won't deny that he turned the program around. I mean, he, like, you know, deep pocket Colorado, they paid everybody to play there. It was like a pro football team, right? They still didn't win. I mean, they didn't win anything. What did they win? Did they win in the college football playoff? Am I imagining things here? Okay, thanks. Thanks so much. You're so great, but you never won anything. I mean, honestly, like Ohio State can brag about what they did. Nobody else. This kid never shuts up. He thinks he's a God's gift of football. Both of them do. Like the kid said yesterday, if I don't play both ways, I'm quitting. Well, then take your ball and go home. Go home to mommy. Honestly.
Getting their numbers retired at Colorado too this weekend. Sanders getting their numbers retired. Getting their numbers retired at the spring game.
Getting their numbers retired for what? All those
getting
titles?
Their numbers retired.
All those titles
all the
they never won?
accolades.
They couldn't even win the conference.
It's true. Didn't win. Did not win anything at all while they were there.
They all had really nice sunglasses. They had a really good sunglass deal. They had that going for them. I'll give them that. They've done a magnificent job of marketing and PR of those sunglasses. And, you know, their coach, he should be an agent on the side hustle. He should be an agent for the way he sells his players. Honestly, I don't even know why he's a head coach. He should just be an agent. I mean, he would stomp all of them. Drew Rosenhaus, all of them. Can you imagine if you had Prime going into a meeting for you? You'd come out of there rich. You'd have money falling out of your pockets.
Abdul Carter will also probably be rich. He's favored to go to the Giants at 3, minus 275 now for Abdul Carter to be the guy with Big Blue. G-Men, Big Blue for Abdul Carter for you right there.
Now,
there
listen,
it is. It's gone down.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Did they not get a guy in Thibodeau that was the same thing? The exact same thing.
And they don't even know if they want to pick up his 5th-year option.
Movie. What?
They don't even know. They said, I saw it today, they don't even know if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option or not this year. Thibodeau.
Well,
they don't know.
That's because he's done nothing in the NFL. So what about this guy's the spitting image of him? They act like
similar
they
player.
Act like this guy's Jack Lambert. Okay. Can we not put gold jackets on guys before they ever play it down in the National Football League? Wasn't Thibodeau the greatest linebacker to ever grace the earth when they got him? And what has he done in New York besides, I don't know, nothing?
Zero. I will have Joe Shane for you when we come back.
Here's a tip for my fellow golfers and gamers. Do you want to book a golf trip to Vegas? For the best weather, aim for spring and fall. But the best prices, aim for summer and winter. But if you're looking for that sweet spot, try June. You get the August prices without that scorching heat. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread waters. I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength. We need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
11 times now without a major, 14 times at the Masters. He finally has the green jacket. Rory McIlroy.
The best sporting event so far this year. It's better than the Super Bowl. It was better than the NCAA tournament. It had ups and downs. It had roller coaster rides. It had history, legacies. It had everything you could ever possibly want.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC. That is King Kai Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
Only on SportsGrid.
I always get a kick out of this guy, the genius over there at the Giants, their GM, Joe Shane. I mean, this guy. Get me started.
Of course, people thought for months that it was inevitable that the Giants would take a quarterback, especially with that third pick in the draft. Apparently, though, that's just not the case anymore after signing Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Apparently they're not in, or maybe they are, they're just lying to us, but Joe Shane says he doesn't feel the urgency to go get himself a quarterback.
With the signing of those two players, I think we put ourselves in a position where, I don't think that's mandatory or something that we're, our feet to the fire and we have to do. I think the two guys we signed have played a lot of ball. They've got a lot of skins on the wall, and I do think we've upgraded that room, compared to where it was a year ago. I like the two guys that we have, and Tommy's still in there, and he's won games for us too, and he's still developing. So we're happy with the makeup of the room right now.
What games have they won? They don't win ever. I mean, honestly, they're
10 years ago, Russell Wilson. 10 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of skins on the wall. What does that mean? What I don't even know what that is. What was that? I just can't even figure this guy out. I'll say this. Look, that is quite the quarterback room. One guy is slower than molasses. Another guy will sling it all over the football field, and it don't matter who catches it. The team that he's throwing it to or the other team. It doesn't matter. He just throws it, and see, somebody has to catch it at some point. Let's see who catches it, which jersey. And then the third guy, they're still trying to sell me Tommy Cutlets. I mean, honestly,
he's developing.
They do not need to draft a quarterback in this draft. I agree, because they've already got their quarterbacks. That's a done deal.
Well, that's all fine and good. That
They're
just
not
makes
drafting
me wonder.
Sanders third.
I don't believe that they are. And look, I don't think that necessarily any of these quarterbacks maybe were worth drafting in the top three, or they couldn't get to one to get Ward, who maybe was the only guy they liked, whatever. But, Mara seemed very definitive at the end of the season that these guys needed to win more next year. And I just don't see that with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. I don't see this jump to 8, 9, 10 wins off of where they were. And if you drafted a quarterback and he looked like he was going to be good, at the end of the year, even if it was bad, you could go to Mara and say, look, we have a future. Look at what we did with this kid. You go 6-11 with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Like, what are they? Like, he bringing them back again? Do they get to go another round through? I don't know. It's
no,
dangerous.
and I'll tell you another thing. Look, I think Wilson is capable of being a 500 quarterback at best. That's it. We saw him. He lost his last 5 games. He went 6-6, right? That's what he did. And the bottom line is Fields went 4-2. And I'm going to just stand by what I said. I went to the games. I saw this guy right in front of me, 50 feet away from me playing football. My seats are right on the field. And I have never seen anyone get in more trouble in the pocket than this guy. He is as slow as your grandmother when she goes shopping. If you go shopping with your grandma, you're there for an hour and a half. No matter what, you're going to be in every aisle forever. It's like walking your dog. Your dog wants to smell everything in every yard. He'll be there all day if you let him. The deal is the guy can't get out of the pocket and do anything. He can't run anymore. That means you're dead meat. He was dead meat in December. I've never seen anyone play worse in my life over a month than I saw that guy play. Honest to God. That's just all there is to it. And then we already know what Famous is good for, cracking jokes, because he's not a good quarterback. That's it. He throws too many picks. The guy is a liability. And Tommy Cutlets sucked from the day they got him. I don't want to hear it about this guy with all of his cutlets and all of his Italian this and that. It's nonsense. I'm not interested in that. I want to win football games. They won Super Bowls, and they're not winning with those guys. That's all there is to it.
He's developing.
What they're doing is getting fired.
They're working towards it. They're trying.
I have been hearing that I like Brian. Great guy. But I've had enough of hearing about how much of a genius he is. I've had about enough of it.
Here's a tip for my fellow golfers and gamers. Do you want to book a golf trip to Vegas? For the best weather, aim for spring and fall. But the best prices, aim for summer and winter. But if you're looking for that sweet spot, try June. You get the August prices without that scorching heat. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith-Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread water, so I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength, need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm still optimistic eventually this will happen and they'll get it together. I mean, if Florida can get their act together, Sam, with the tribes, I believe that California can too.
It would bring a lot of money to the tribes, which is also something they really care about. It's an $8 billion market. Conservatively, it could be even more when it legalizes. The sports books would be sharing revenue with the tribes, essentially doing all their operations and forking over a percentage directly to the tribes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC, that is King Kai Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
Only on SportsGrid.